Right, Yevamot Perek Aleph Mishnah Bet, second Mishnah in the first chapter of Yevamot. So this Mishnah is a continuation of the first Mishnah. These two Mishnah are very, very hard, very complicated. You can see all the commentary. In the last Mishnah, we learned that if a woman, if someone is married to someone who's called, who's an ervah, then that ervah is potrot tzarotehem v'tzarot tzarotehem mina chalitza mina yibum ad sofa olam. Then they exempt their tzarot and their tzarot from chalitza and yibum forever. What does this mean? So we learn, let's go back to our charts, okay? The idea of tzarot, what tzarot? Tzarot are co-wives, okay? Tzarot are co-wives. So we learned, well, actually, the Mishnah this second Mishnah is going to say in detail what we learned. We're going to review in the last from the last Mishnah. So let's see exactly how this works. Says the Mishnah, Ketrad potrot tzarotehem. How does it work that if someone is married to an ervah, she exempts her tzarah? Says the Mishnah, Haita bito o achat mikol ha'arayot te'ilu. We learned one of 15 arayot. Your wife's daughter, etc., etc. But let's start with, we'll keep it simple, bito. If a man's daughter, or one of the other arayot, was nesu'ah la'achid, was married to his brother. So if Yaakov and Esav are brothers, Bob is also our brother, he's not relevant to our discussion, tzarot. Okay, let's leave him out. Okay, Yaakov and Esav are brothers. Esav has two daughters, Leah and Rachel. Just for our illustration. Yaakov marries Rachel. He can marry his brother's daughter. They did it all the time. And he also marries Shprinza, some other woman. So he's got two wives, Rachel and Shprinza. Okay, so if Esav's daughter was married to Achiv, to his brother. So Esav's daughter, Rachel, is married to his brother, Yaakov. V'lo isha acher, and he has another wife. V'amed, and he dies, Yaakov. Let's format Yaakov. Here we go. Yaakov dies. Okay, so now, these two wives are potential yibum candidates vis-a-vis Esav. Says the Mishnah, Geshem shebito p'tura, kach tzarata p'tura. That's potrot tzarotehem. We're going to see later on in the parak that this is the opinion of Beit Hillel, not Beit Shammai, but Beit Hillel. Just like his daughter is exempt, so too the tzarah is exempt. He learns this out from the psukim. Okay, at least there's a word litzaror in the psukim. You can look it up if you want. So let's go back to our chart. When Yaakov dies, so Rachel is not a candidate. I have to make this, the outline, we'll make it red. Okay, Rachel, we'll make it thicker. Rachel is not a candidate. Here we go. Rachel is not a candidate vis-a-vis Esav. She's just not a candidate. Why? Oops, let's just move it out of the way. Because she's his daughter. So therefore, she is exempt. So it says the Mishnah, we've learned this before. Just like she is not a candidate, so too her tzarah is also not a candidate for yibum. So we can keep raya out of this, okay? Try to keep it as clean as possible. That's what the Mishnah says. That's how tzarot or potrot. She is a relative, so therefore Shprinza, and therefore is not a candidate, and therefore Shprinza is not as well. Okay, that's case one. That's tzarot. Now we're going to go to tzarot. Okay, so now let's go back to our original case. I charted it out for you as well. Now Bob, there are three brothers, Yaakov, Esav, and Bob. Okay, Esav, again, two daughters, Rachel and Leah. And Shprinza. So, okay, Yaakov, remember, is married to Rachel and Shprinza. Yaakov is dead. So now remember, in this case, because Rachel is a daughter of Esav, so therefore, Rachel is not a candidate for yibum. And because Rachel is not a candidate, remember, so too her tzarah is also not a candidate for yibum. That's only vis-a-vis Esav. But vis-a-vis Bob, Rachel and Leah are fine vis-a-vis Bob. So we can just go back and say they're fine vis-a-vis Bob. So what happens? So let's say in this case, what happens if Bob decides to do yibum on Shprinza? I'll make a line. We'll just make a yibum line. He does yibum to Shprinza. Okay, we're going to make it green. We'll make it much thicker so we'll see the yibum. Here we go. Bob does yibum to Shprinza. So now Bob is married to three women. Bob is married to Shprinza, Chava, and Ra'aya. And she's and Shprinza is miyabem her. She's a Yevamot. I'm sorry, he's a Yevamot. Great. Says the Mishnah. Halchat tzarat bito, if his daughter's tzarah went, v'nis'ed l'achiv hasheni, and she marries her other brother. Okay, so now let's get rid of Raya. There's no other wife. We'll leave her on the side for now. Okay, Bob Sprinza. This is exactly the case. Sprinza went. She didn't go anywhere, but she married Bob, the second brother, the other brother. V'lo isha acheret, and he has another wife, Chava. Let's go back to our Mishnah. Umeit, v'ameit. Now Bob dies. Okay, so now there's a mitzvah of yibum. Bob, let's kill off Bob. Bob dies. So now there's a mitzvah of yibum. Or so now Esav can marry Chava, or he can marry Sprinza. Because remember, it's Bob is married to Chava and Sprinza. Okay, but now let's remember though, Sprinza was, remember that Yaakov was married to Rachel. So Sprinza was not only, so Rachel was an ervah to Esav, and Sprinza was a tzarah ervah. I have a different picture for tzarah ervah. I gotta make the whole thing. Sprinza was tzarah. She's tzarah ervah. I don't want to make her totally black. I'll make her tzarah ervah. Okay, so now, since Sprinza was a tzarah ervah, now remember that Sprinza is a tzarah to Chava. So Chava, therefore, is tzarah ervah. She's also a problem. She's also tzarah ervah. And she's off the table too for Esav. Okay, so even though, let's go back, review again. Okay, Sprinza was a tzarah ervah to Esav. So even though Bob married her, now she's a tzarah of Chava. Sprinza is a tzarah ervah. So Chava is also a tzarah ervah. That's tzarah. That's what the Mishnah means. When the Mishnah says, okay, this is what it says. Halchat tzarah bito v'nisei l'achiv hasheni. Okay, the tzarah bito. Sprinza went and married Bob. Back to the Mishnah. V'lo isha acheret, he had another wife, v'ameit, and he died. Kishem shetzarah bito p'tura. Just like, back to our chart, Sprinza is the tzarah of his daughter. Remember, Rachel is the daughter of Esav. Sprinza is p'tura. So too, kach tzarah p'tura. So too, the other wife is also p'tura. Afilu bein mea. If this can keep going, another brother and another brother, you can chart it out yourself. Have fun. But that's the tzarah. So therefore, meaning if Bob had two wives, and then another brother married the second wife, the tzarah, etc., it goes on forever. Ketzad imeitu tzarotehem mutarot. How would it work if the tzarot died, they'd be mutar? Let's go back to our chart. Okay, let's undo this entire thing. It's good. Gotta love undo. Okay, forget Bob. Let's leave Bob on the other side. Now we're just going to do Esav and Yaakov. Now remember, Rachel is, okay, Yaakov dies. Here we go. And Rachel therefore, vis-a-vis Esav is a tzarah. And therefore, it doesn't work. But before Yaakov dies, says the Mishnah, what if Rachel dies? Okay, Rachel dies. So now, Yaakov is married to Sprinza. He's not married to Esav's daughter. So that's what the Mishnah says. His daughter is married to his brother, V'lo isha acheret, and he had another wife. Meita bito. If his daughter dies, onid garsha. Right, his daughter Rachel dies, or she gets divorced from Yaakov. They're not married anymore. So now, therefore, Yaakov is only married to Sprinza. He's not married to his daughter. Okay? V'achar kach meit achiv. And then Yaakov, then the brother dies. Tzarata muteret. Now, what happens? Yaakov also dies. There we go. Yaakov is also dead. Now, Esav, Yaakov's wife, Sprinza, falls to be yibum to Esav. And that's permitted because she's no longer tzarat bito. Because Rachel had already died, or they got divorced. What is mi'un? So in order to understand mi'un, let's go back, let's undo this and assume that when Yaakov marries Rachel, he marries her, but she's a minor. Okay? Esav, he can't deal with all these girls, he doesn't know what to do. So Yaakov marries her, Esav marries her off. Let's see 1 second. No, it's not, no, I'm sorry. Esav. Okay, it wouldn't work if Esav is alive. But let's say, for example, that Rachel, just for our purposes, is not Esav's daughter, but Esav's granddaughter. Okay? Rachel, 1 second. Let's make this a little bit bigger. We'll move it out. Okay, Rachel is Esav's granddaughter. We learned that she is one of the arayot. Okay, Rachel is Esav's granddaughter. And now what happened is, and they can't deal with it. They don't know what to do. How are you going to do with this? How are you going to handle it? So Yaakov says, you know what? And this has happened more than you'd like to know, right? Okay, he's his granddaughter from his daughter, and Leah's husband died. He's out of the picture. Okay, so Leah doesn't know what to do, how she's going to support this girl. So Yaakov says, you know what? I'll marry her as a minor. That was one of the ways they did it. In order for Yaakov actually did her a favor. He married her as a minor. But when he marries her as a minor, since her husband's out of the picture, Leah doesn't have the koach deoraita to marry off her daughter to Yaakov. So the Rabbanan gave her the power. Okay, but they also said that Rachel can be mima'enet. She could say, you know what? I'm not interested in this marriage before she comes bat mitzvah. I want to get out, and it's as if she's not married at all. So the question is now: is Sprinza tzarat ervah? Is she a tzarah to Esav's granddaughter, or is she not? Since she could be mima'enet, they're only married midrabanan. That's what our Mishnah is saying. Let's go back to our Mishnah. In our Mishnah is saying, V'chola yechola lema'en. In this case, Rachel could be mima'enet. She could say, I don't want to be married to him. Now I'm married. Now I'm not. She could be mima'enet. Since she could be mima'enet, therefore, the zikah, her connectedness, the zikah of Sprinza to Esav, if Yaakov now dies, when Yaakov dies, I hope this is crazy, but this is the case. Yaakov dies, so Rachel was only married midirabanan. She was only married to Rabbanan. So therefore, does this connection, is that a tzarah or is it not a tzarah? So that's only tzarah d'Rabbanan. So if she could have been mama'en and she didn't, she's still married to him midirabanan. Tzarata choletzet v'lo mityabemet. There is what's called zika. Sprinza still has zika because midoraita Rachel is not married to Yaakov. Since they're not married, therefore Sprinza is not the tzarat, bat bito shel Esav. Only midorabanan. So therefore, really, she could do yibum. But Chazal said, since they are married midorabanan, then Sprinza only does chalitza. Esav does chalitza on Sprinza, and she's not mityabemet. Again, a lot of information. I hope I made it as clear as possible. We'll dedicate a Lindy memory to my father, Rav Simba ben Yitzchak Kalman. If you have questions, you can email me at rspolter@gmail.com. People do that. Have a great day.